Okay, so good morning, everybody. Got a really exciting day ahead of me today. What a great way to finish off for Easter by interviewing some of our winners of the West Midlands PA Awards 2020. And I am delighted to be joined by the newcomer of the year, Sophie Harper from Berwick Partners. Welcome, Sophie.
Thank you. Morning, Dan. It's nice to be here.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Obviously, we're living in a very strange world and we've not had the chance yet to
I
celebrate
know.
together in person.
I know it feels very overdue now, but hopefully not long to go.
Absolutely. Well, we and myself and the committee are working hard to bring everybody together, hopefully in a really safe place in the summer when we can all be together.
Can't
Um,
wait.
yeah, and what we wanted to do today was really just get to know you, and also for anyone that's watching this to understand a little bit more about the awards and how it works and what we do, etc. So tell us a little bit about you.
So, so I'm Sophie. So I started as a legal secretary, which was my first experience into being a PA. Before that, I lived and worked in Australia. And so when I came back, I thought to myself, what am I going to do? I don't know which direction to go in. And I thought about the skills that I had, and I thought, I think that aligns with being a PA. So I started out as a legal secretary at Eversheds. And after almost a year there, I decided I just wanted another change and moved to Berwick Partners. And I've been there 2 years, almost, in fact, almost to the day.
Oh, fantastic. Well, happy
Yeah,
anniversary as well. And Australia,
yeah,
wow, that's been a dream of mine
it's
for years.
amazing.
Absolutely amazing. Oh, well, it's good to have you back.
I'd love
Um,
to be
so,
back.
so how did you hear about the awards?
So I think I first heard about it when I worked at Eversheds. When I was there, they got nominated for Team of the Year, and Fiona, who I sat next to at work, was up for PA of the Year. So I think it was just word of mouth, and it was all over LinkedIn, and it was quite. It just felt like quite a big and important thing happening in Birmingham at the time. Um, yeah, I think that was it.
And have you, as a newcomer, in particular for this category, had it ever crossed your mind to enter before? How did you feel when you were at Eversheds then? You'd only been there
Yeah.
for years. Had it ever crossed your mind about entering then?
Yeah, so I thought about entering when I was at Eversheds, but just thought to myself, I was like, I just don't quite feel like I've got enough experience under my belt yet. I want to just play the game a little bit more and wait. And then when I saw the role at Berwick come up, I started there. The awards came in again. Sorry, that's my doorbell. This is a COVID world, like so typical. Um, my ASOS parcel. So yeah, so when I'd been at Berwick, probably about 6 months, then I thought like, and the nominations came up again. I thought that like now feels like the right time.
Yeah, fantastic. And tell us, did you nominate yourself or were you nominated?
So I nominated myself under encouragement from Fiona, who won PA of the Year that year. I went to like a panel with her. She was there, and she just said, "You always just need the confidence to say, you know what, I'm good at my job, and I want some recognition for that." And it's not in any of our nature to speak about ourselves. Even things like writing a CV and like bigging yourself up doesn't feel like natural. And I think that's why people maybe are reluctant to do it, but I can't recommend it enough. I think it was great.
Yeah, I think having the courage and the strength to do that. I mean, I take it back to an experience I had years ago. I was working at a hotel. I was a newcomer back to the UK. I'd worked abroad for 7 years, very
Yeah.
much like yourself, Sophie. And I came back to the hotel and I was really proud of some of the achievements that I'd done. And I was the person that sat there and I reported into the MD and he was there, like in terms of desk
Yeah.
away. And all these awards things were coming through and I know they would never get to him because
Yeah.
he was so busy, and so I would just like sneakily forward it on to him just
Yeah.
so it's in his inbox, and he never nominated me in 3 years, and I put myself forward for Networker of the Year award at the Midlands Business Community and
Mm.
Charity Awards, and I won, and I just was completely overwhelmed, and I
Yeah.
never had the confidence. I never had the confidence to do it before, but there was just something within me that thought, I'm gonna go for
Yeah.
this.
And I think you're exactly right. You know, the people that we're PA for, they're busy people. You know, the whole point of our job is to take away their responsibility. Part of their responsibilities and us to manage it. And so it's not, you know, it's sometimes it just comes down to timing. And part of the nomination is that they write a little bit about you anyway. And taking that, it's taking that off their hands and saying, I'm going to do this. Can you just write this? And just having like, yeah, the confidence to do that 100%.
Fantastic. And I think, how did you feel when you were writing that? Did you find that once you got going, it kind of flowed from there and you realized actually, wow, I'm writing quite a lot here?
Yeah, I think you know what, that was probably the nicest thing about the whole process and you know the application was it was a bit of self-reflection and saying like, you know what, especially as a newcomer, like you said, you know, you're saying like actually I have achieved stuff this year and I've had a positive impact on the people around me. And so yeah, it was quite nice. It still feels like a bit of a struggle when you're writing it because it's that thing of saying, I'm great, I'm really good, and I'm nominating myself. But yeah, once you get into the flow of it, it was really good.
Fantastic. And can you tell the people that are listening or watching this, can you just talk through from your perspective, what was the process like kind of after that, and what did you go through?
So it was different last year because of COVID. So one of the things that I would say that you were great with, especially Dan, is that I always felt up to date with what was going on. There were, you know, there had to be chops and changes last year because of COVID, and I always felt that I knew what was going on. I was up to date on the dates. From what I can remember, I submitted my application, and then we had a networking event in person, and that was probably one of the last things that I did in person in Berwick actually.
Wow.
And that was really great just to meet other people that had been nominated or nominated themselves. And then I think there was a shortlisting period where you told that you were going to have an initial interview. And then there was also a final interview after that. So the number of people just, I assume, just went down. But it was all really fantastic. Everyone was so kind, everyone was just really understanding, and everyone was just really enthusiastic, which was so nice, and really refreshing last year as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that we were at Hotel Divan in
Yeah.
Birmingham. It was absolutely packed.
Packed,
Everybody
I
was
know.
there. Everybody was talking to each other. Lucy Brazier joined us, didn't
Yes.
she? We had
Yeah.
our sponsors and our partners there. And Stephanie, she did a fantastic job of looking after us at
Yeah.
Hotel Divan. And that was, yeah, I think that was probably the last event we did actually as a format.
Yeah.
That's face to face. But did you find that having that face-to-face element, and when we say face-to-face, the interviews that you had were over Zoom, but did you find that was a great part of the process for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think that you always get nervous before an interview, you know, you get like jittery. But I remember feeling like I'd been put at ease immediately as soon as I joined the Zoom. I think the overwhelming feeling is they want you to do well. So they'll ask you like really good questions that, that appeal to you and your skills. So I remember coming out of it and feeling like, yeah, that went really well, which is always, you know, that's a nice little confidence boost as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We try to give everybody the questions in advance so they've got
Mm,
time to prepare, time to think, and there's it's over you've got a mix of nerves and excitement as it
yeah,
is, and it can be quite overwhelming if you don't have those opportunities in advance. And so I think it just gives people a chance
yeah,
to think about what the questions that the judges are going to ask, and it just kind of
exactly.
gives you time to plan, which is what you are all used to. You're massive planners, so you need to
That's
be
exactly
prepared.
it.
Just to give, we can give you all that information that we can. That's great. So how did it go down at work? What was the response like?
Yeah, really good, really positive, just nothing but, you know, nice reactions from everyone. And in particular, I felt it with my peers, with other PAs. You know, you're speaking to other people who know exactly what your job is, and they're in the same boat as you. And everyone was just lovely. So many people congratulating me. Everyone was just so kind. It was great.
And I think as a newcomer as well, a great opportunity for your profile within the business as
Yeah.
well. You know, like you say, I think some people are nervous sometimes about the reaction that people will have towards it, but there's
Yeah.
nothing but support, love, and appreciation, is there?
Exactly. I mean, I remember once I'd won, I got a shout out on our, we have like a weekly business call with everyone there, and I got a shout out on that. And people were so like sending me emails saying congratulations. And actually, that was quite nice because before COVID, we weren't having those kind of meetings that frequently. So it felt like, you know, an announcement. It felt like a big deal, which was really nice.
Oh, fantastic! And I think one of the you know, I guess the barriers that I personally see all the time is I speak to so many PAs in you know, executive assistants, admin assistants, business support managers. I speak to people every day, and I always see that there is always this mindset that I'm just doing my job, so I
Yeah.
don't need to be recognised because I'm just doing my job. And I completely get that, and I really do
Yeah.
appreciate that. But actually, when you look at the job description and what you're doing, actually what you are doing is sometimes way above and
Yeah.
beyond. I mean, can you give people some of the examples of things that you did or some initiatives that you took within your journey that was, you know, that you were really proud of?
Yeah, I think that the other thing that I would say about that, Dan, is you might just be doing your job description, but you might be doing it really, really well, and that's a reason to nominate yourself. It's not just about going above and beyond. It's everything that you're doing every day that makes an impact. But I think for me, last when I after about 6 months, I'd been at Berwick, I took on a new fee earner, and that's probably where I feel like I've excelled the most. He's great, he's always supportive, but he just allowed me to take over his inbox, take over his calendar, take over the process, and just manage that, and he trusted me to do that completely. And it meant that we took on more work than he's done before. We've got our communication down to a T, we've got our rhythm down to a T, and we just smashed it. Like, we just had a really, really good year. And I think that's what I spoke about a lot in my nomination.
So by you taking control of that for him and allowing him to effectively have more time to do the
Exactly.
job that he could do as well. Collectively, you're working as a partnership and a team to be
That's
able
it.
to achieve something that was really, you know, fantastic for not only you as a team, but also for the business as well.
Exactly. And you know, like you said, when you think about it, it is just that is your job. Your job is to take all, you know, that admin, that responsibility away from the people that you're PA for, but it's just how you do that and how you're making an impact on those people.
You know, definitely. I think these are just some of the examples, just, you know, a few of the examples. I'd love to be able to talk to you about these all day. But I think, you know, one of the things, what we would normally be in a room together and have hundreds of people there. You know, we've always traditionally hosted the event at the Vox in Resorts World. And we're really looking at some new venues now for this year on the 5th of November, which we're really looking at. We're going site visits next week, which is really exciting.
That is exciting.
So how did you feel about the awards? We were very much in two minds last year. Do we postpone? Do we cancel? Or do we carry on? And it was quite challenging for us because we were halfway through the process.
Mm, yeah.
So I think if we weren't, we might have postponed, but you guys had already been shortlisted, and
Yeah.
we kind of took the decision that for positivity morale, we
Mm.
really wanted to crack on and do this year. And I have to say, I'd never organised a virtual event like that before. But what did you think of it? What did you think of the virtual night?
I thought it was fab. I mean, I have to admit, I was a little bit, you know, you're a little bit reserved. You don't know what it's going to be like. We've all been in front of a screen so much this year, but I just thought it was so much fun. It was such a highlight of the year for me. You know, like, I got dressed up, made it feel like, you know, it was, you know, that I was going out somewhere. I'd had a little drink, I'd got some nibbles with a little party box we sent out. I just thought it was executed really well. It was so nice to see other PAs being celebrated in the city. I couldn't speak highly of it enough.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think everyone got dressed up and posting their photos on social media. But it was just It was over before
Yeah,
it began. It was crazy. It was 90 minutes, but normally we'd be partying well into the early hours.
yeah,
So I'm very keen to get that back up and running
yeah.
again, and hopefully
That
this year.
party's going to be big this year, I
Yeah.
think.
So let's have a think about some advice that you would offer then. So, people are out there, they're teetering on the edge, they're thinking, oh, I'm not quite sure, shall I go for this, shall I not go for this, shall I send it to my manager, shall I send it to other colleagues? We've changed the way we've done it this year in the fact that anyone can nominate. So you can nominate a colleague, you can nominate your team, you can nominate your internal network, managers can nominate, people can nominate each other from different businesses. So
Yeah.
what would be your advice?
I guess that I'd say the same advice that Fiona gave to me, and would just be, don't be afraid to self-nominate. Just be confident, have that bit of confidence just to put the application in. And if you don't win, you're still shortlisted, you're still going through a process that's really positive, gives you a chance to meet other like-minded people. There's no negative to me from applying. Just give it a go, nothing bad's going to happen from it. And yeah, that's all I can say about it, really. Just give it a go.
And how has it been, what was it like after that night when you won? What was it like? I mean, it's so weird because you would normally walk into the office the next day
Yeah.
and everyone would be there, but that didn't happen. So,
Yeah.
I know that in different circumstances, but how was it afterwards,
It was great. I mean, it was all a bit surreal, really, because I remember logging off the event and it was just me and my boyfriend like in our flat, and we were like, way. How else to describe it? You're like, but it was great. And yeah, I remember telling people at work the next day, and everyone was calling, emailing. They wanted to like be part of that celebration. It was lovely.
Fantastic. Well, before we go today, I've got one thing to give you, Sophie, which you've not seen yet. And it's this. This is your
Oh,
trophy.
it's so exciting to see. I'm so excited. I'm going to put it behind me so people can see it all the time.
Fantastic. I think what we're going to do is we've still got some exciting events coming up for you that we've had to bank
Yeah.
from last year. So the winners are kindly invited to about 8, and we've
Yeah.
still got that dinner. So that's going to be coming up, and everybody won different prizes. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to book a venue for the day, book a photographer. We're
Oh,
going to invite the finalists, the winners. We've got certificates for all the finalists, and we've got
oh.
certificates for the winners and the trophies. We've got the sponsors who have got prizes for everybody, and we're going to have a photographer, and each of the winners will get a big framed photo of
I'm going
them.
to put it up in my office when we go back for everyone to see. No, that sounds brilliant. Something
So
to like celebrate.
yeah, we've still got much to celebrate together, but I just want to say a huge congratulations to you, and a huge congratulations to all of the finalists in your category. I spoke to Lucy Brazier, and I also spoke to Victoria Ratton from Executive and Personal Assistants Association, and both of them agreed that the Newcomer of the Year category was without doubt one of the strongest categories we've ever
Yeah.
seen. And I think to see the aspiration, the inspiration, the amount of talent that is coming through into the profession is really exciting.
100%.
So
Yeah.
I think all of you should be incredibly proud, and it's just been an absolute honor to be able to chat to you today and to go
Oh,
through this process with you, Sophie. So thank you so
and
much.
thank you, Dan, for making the process so much fun and so enjoyable last year.
You're welcome. Have a good Easter, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.